Gentlemen, you know what I need? I need like a massive virtual air horn that's so loud that it deafens you and forces you to
Soundboard.
There's actually a bot that will do that.
And
It's
then
literally just called like the air horn bot.
that would suit the Grim Reef as well and increase
All you have
productivity.
to do is just hit air
Okay,
horn.
gentlemen.
That make the videos really funny too. Everybody loves the air horn.
This is correct. Everyone does like it. Okay, everyone, before I lose your concentration, because you all have the concentration of a child, everyone go to the hashtag Brevity folder, whatever you call it, link, and then scroll to the top. So in the Grim Reapers Discord, I meant to say, look for on my screen it says hashtag Brevity on the left. Can you all find that? Like a.
I already know I'm like Brevity Cap. Fucking
Also, Cap, whoever said we're not just...
Oh, you broke up. Okay, and then at the top, once you've gone in there, at the top there's a spreadsheet. Click on the spreadsheet. That's the first task of today. You will get a gold star if you do it properly. Okay.
I've had it open for like half an hour now, just looking at it.
You know it anyway, so you don't count.
Yeah, I've had it.
Okay, everyone's got it up? Okay, and like I suggested, you should print it off because you could put stars by the clever bits. Right, so we're just going to blast through it, and this is also for the viewers. The viewers requested this so they can understand what the hell we're talking about, and you can kind of sympathise with them.
Casuals.
Because otherwise it's just silly words. So we'll just go through it, and let me just make sure I'm recording. Cap is... mic check is good. Okay. So, apologies for any stream viewers, you won't be able to see the spreadsheet we're looking at, so you'll just have to catch it up in the video. First of all, it's working our radar. So, all you can do with a radar that we're interested in at the moment is turn it off and on, and so that's nose warm or nose cold. You'll hear us talk about our nose warm, nose cold. That's that. Simple as that. Picking up radar, and this one confuses a lot of people, so listen hard. When you're picking up nails, basically, now that's not when an enemy locks you. It's when your RWR is detecting enemy's general radar. So in an F-15, it's on the right-hand side, isn't it? And you can see some circles with numbers in it that shows the hostile aeroplanes. So those things aren't locking onto you because it's not making a big beeping sound. But you can see they're there, and so that's when you call out nails. You probably all know this already, and we've been getting a bit lazy lately. We've just been saying nails, but also if you can say the nails and the type of the nails and the direction. So it'll be nails F14 east or 090, however you want to declare that. Okay, did anyone not understand anything else about the nails or have any questions regarding that?
Nope.
We're making excellent progress. That's 2 out of 2.
There's a hammer pun here, but it's escaping me at the moment.
Yes, no puns. Or I'll make a pun about your face.
Wow, that's great.
Thanks.
You can edit that one out, Cap.
I do edit a lot
Be
of them.
ashamed.
Okay, the next one, Spike. So this one drives me nuts because all of the noobs say, "Ah, Spike," even when no one's getting spiked, and all it does is confuse everyone and makes us fly really shit. So when you see something on your RWR, like an F-14 or a MiG-21 or a MiG-29 or anything, it's not a spike. That's a nails. When they lock you and your aircraft is beeping all lights and your F-15 is going beep like that, then you're spiked. That means the aircraft has locked onto you with their air-to-air radar, or it could be a mud spike, as you can see below, which means that a hostile SAM unit is locking you. So at this point, your aircraft will be telling you, it will be beeping, or all the airplanes do it slightly differently. I'm sure you will know what it means to be locked. That's when you call spike. If possible, call the type and direction as well. It helps everyone out a huge amount if you say spike F-18 north or 010 or however you want to get the message across. So no more.
I have a question about that.
Shoot.
So, sorry.
When the MiG is locked, all of the lights light up with a missile warning. It gives you no information, and there is no sound to launch.
Which MiG is this?
21.
I've got the same with the F5. I haven't figured the F5's out yet either.
You need to change it to the not to the search radar, but the other one. It gives you tells you what's locking you, where it is.
Right. So I've been setting it up wrong by the sound of it. And
So for the viewers, mud in mud spike just indicates something on the ground.
Something on the ground has locked you, literally locked you. So
Right, but so anytime you hear mud, it's referring
yes,
to ground.
that's exactly right. Yeah, mud is always ground. That's correct.
I was going to say, if you don't know what the aircraft is, just say like spike hostile contact bearing like 140 or what have you.
Roger.
The reason that's important is because the Russian SPO series of RWR does not display the specific type to you, and it doesn't give you the audio
Get on
tone
with
of
it.
DCS.
Well,
It
yeah,
doesn't even
does.
give you a launch warning.
No, it tells you whether it's like a jet or like a.
It gives a launch
SAM.
warning. It's the red circle. Anyway, get on with it.
Yeah,
Right.
these people want-
Okay. Yeah, the old planes are going to be trouble for spikes and stuff because they're shit, but we'll do the best we can. So mud spike, yeah, it's the same thing on the ground. Aircraft has been locked by friendly as a buddy spike. This is an important one. So most people don't do this, but it's what you should do. So after we've had an engagement with, say, we're in F-15s and we've been shooting down, I don't know, Mirages or F-18s or whatever we've been shooting down. At that point, we're looking for hostiles and we're going around and we're locking stuff visually, locking stuff up to see whether they're friends or foe. Whenever you lock someone up, it's always a good idea to call ray gun to let them know that you're locking them up. And if then the person who's being locked up does indeed get locked up by you, they will call buddy spike. That's the communication between those two people to declare that that is a friendly. And it's always a good thing to do. So you'll always see the experienced guys doing it and the noob guys not doing it. And it's always a good thing as well when you're calling buddy spike. So if I'm flying my F-15 and someone locks me up and I look at my RWR and I can see an F-15 is locking me up, which is going to be a friendly, I'll say buddy spike F-15. And with that communication, that's how we tell that, that's how we communicate that we're searching around our group, basically locking each other up. If someone doesn't reply with buddy spike when they've been locked up, they're probably a baddie, so shoot them down. Okay, that covers ray gun as well. So just to reiterate, when you're locking up friends, trying to check their IFF, you call ray gun. That's the command you call, just the international. We never use this, but if you lose someone off radar, like you're tracking someone and they disappear from your radar, you're supposed to say faded. I usually say I just lost contact. I don't suppose that's very important, so you can probably scribble that one out. Well done, everyone. We've done radar. Any other questions on radar? It's quite a big topic, I suppose.
Would you like a demonstration of the different sounds you'll hear for each one of those specific things?
All right, I'll say the
No
thing.
soundboards, please.
Okay, soundboard. Okay, actually, I'm quite interested. You're picking up nails and a bit of radar painting. Go.
All right, so nails is like beep, beep, beep.
Very good. Very good. Oh my God, there's a mud spike. Very good.
Rip
All right, what about a
ears.
missile launch?
Put him in the sin bin.
No more.
Very accurate.
What is
What
the
about
no
a missile
more?
what
launch?
is the missile launch? I've forgotten. I know what it is. I just
It's
can't.
like
It's just. Yeah,
And then if you're in a Sukhoi and you turn to the side, it goes.
and then you get hit. Yeah, so that is it does do very loud beeping like that. I mean that is obviously an audio thing, but you look at the best way to fight that missile is actually look on your RWR. It will also show the missile's location, and
Correct.
that's how you really fight a missile. But anyway, that's for another day. This is just basic brevity. Good job, everyone, even Raptor. Navigation.
Lies.
So, the one that we've been really slacking on lately is declaring where the hostiles are. It's becoming very airquake lately. We haven't been using this apart from recall, basically. So, whenever you're talking, you want to communicate the location of an enemy, which is basically every time an enemy is alive. You want to talk in BRA calls, B-R-A, bearing, range, altitude. There's three things. Sometimes you won't have all of that info, in which case you'll just declare what you know. So it's as simple as that. So a bearing might be 040, and the range might be 40 miles or 40 miles, and the altitude might be 20,000 feet. In that case, the way I would, so I would declare that as hostile or hostiles. Bearing 040, range 40 miles, altitude, angels we'll call it, angels 20. That's the way I do it. a lot of people say instead of 20 they'll say 20, instead of 40 they'll say 40. It's not the end of the world. Just be aware that people say it slightly differently. Yep, so just make one up. Just for example, Elo, just make one up off the top of your head of some hostiles coming in and call it out.
Contact bearing range 040 at 35 miles, Angels 5.
Boom, perfect. And recall.
We would say like 435 miles, right?
Yeah, I mean you can. Well, I try and
Either way.
stay away from the word because it sounds a bit like
4.
the number 4, if you know what I mean. And so
Yeah.
it can get confusing.
Well, yeah, it totally does.
Whatever. So we try and say range, angels, just keep it as simple as possible so you can't fuck things up. That's what we try and do. The key thing is that the information is in there. Which is, we've been having lots of fights lately, and I've been asking, "Where's the bandits?
Right.
Where's the bandits?" And I might get left, right, and over the hill. They're over the hill to the right. It's like this means nothing to anyone. This is literally airquake.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's
What frickin' hell?
yeah.
over there.
So it's very frustrating.
What is the time?
Reddit.
It's now.
That
Can you
away.
see me pointing?
Here's that.
Right? It's
Yeah,
that away.
That away.
Everyone does it when they panic. I'm definitely the worst, but it's important to get the information on the go. So listen to the experienced guys doing it, and then just start joining in when you're ready. And you can never have too much of that information. Really, in a real conflict, we'd all be talking that out all the time, basically. So you've got this constant information flow, and that way, when you can't see the enemies, which is most of the time, basically, you've got this. You can build a mental image based on what all your guides are telling you. And that's what it's all about. So we'll try and work on that. We're not doing cap today, but we might get some of it in for seed. Yes, I know. Travel to point. It's just a command. Go. Go somewhere. Go, and then I'll tell you the BRA where to go. It's not a very important one. Bullseye. You probably already know what a bullseye is, but it's a point in space that we declare with, and you can use it. Look on the F10 map and find a picture of a bullseye. And that's just a reference point we can use. So I can say, guys, it's 10 miles north of Bullseye, then you'll know that's where it is. RTB, return to base, we know that. Try and use that. Feet wet, feet dry is a really, really useful one. It just simply tells you if the thing you are talking about is over land or over sea. Even if it's like a river, that will technically be feet wet. So I can talk about myself. If Ella is asking where I am, I'll say, oh, I'm feet wet. And he immediately knows I'm over the sea and narrows it down a lot. Or I can say, okay, hostiles coming in 040, range 24 miles, angels, whatever, feet wet. You immediately know they're over the land. It's going to help just
Over the sea.
over the sea, sorry. And it just helps narrow things down. So that's that one. Angels, you probably noticed this. So when we talked about the height of a aircraft, just to keep everyone speaking the same language, and I don't know why it is, but you say angels, and then the number of thousands of feet that the hostiles are. So if the hostiles are at 24,000 feet, they are at angels 24 or 24, as I like to say. You can say 24. You probably already know that, but try and maintain that because it keeps us all talking the same language. What's your objection? Go.
I guess the only issue is if you have Russian jets and American jets.
So what I've been doing lately is I've been saying, I've been trying to say, if I'm flying an F-15, I'll say hostiles are at angels 20 Imperial, and then you know it's feet.
Oh,
But if you Raptor is flying his Su-33, which I'm never going to let him do again because he's so naughty, he's reading. He will say in his American accent, guys, there's hostiles at angels 5 metric. Metric, so that you'll know it's a meter. So you can do your rough calculations, and all you've got to do, all you can do to convert meters into feet, roughly it's times 3. That's the nearest.
We'll say imperial or metric.
What?
feet
Times
or
3?
meters.
To convert meters into feet, you roughly times it by 3. So if it's 1,000 meters, then it's 3,000 feet.
That works out.
It's just close enough for what we care about.
Good
Copy
enough for
that.
government work.
That's exactly right. Okay, any questions about angels?
Negative.
Excellent. So do that. We rarely use this, but once the aircraft in question gets below 1,000 feet, we then split it into hundreds of feet and call it cherubs. So Cherubs 5 is 500 feet. Cherubs 6 is 600 feet.
Cherubs?
Yeah.
I'm pretty gay, Cap.
It's
I
the
mean,
US Army.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
in the military.
I would just say like
Never
on the
heard.
deck at that point. At
Yes,
500
you
feet.
can.
No.
Can we say correct or proper instead of metric?
I don't
You could say,
nice.
you could
I mean,
say
well,
measurement
s-
system that didn't go to the moon, if you want.
There we go.
Yeah,
I mean, the
in UK
Imperial one is English.
You're a mistake.
Oh,
That's true. In the UK, I've never heard cherubs being used. It's
Oh,
always
it just seems
Wait, that's the
feet
official one.
indicated.
it's a DCS, official one,
Yeah,
so we'll adopt.
yeah.
Now, someone
What if
said,
we use,
someone
like,
said,
Raptor?
don't make me air horn you, Raptor. Cherubs, yeah, we don't use it a lot, but a reason where it might be useful is there's a helicopter you've got to find to meet up with, and they're impossible to see unless you're on top of them. So your Cherubs call will tell you it's at 700 feet. That's where it comes in handy. Otherwise, it's not worth an argument. Let's move on. Conning. So aircraft is conning. Can you see those cons? Ah, look behind me, a con. These are all derivatives of conning. Talicons. It's the contrail, the big white contrail that the hostiles leave behind when they're above a certain altitude, and it's one of the most useful things in air combat. It's a big giveaway if you're trying to avoid being seen, and it's the best way of tracking a hostile bar the radar. So conning, just be aware what it means, and look for them all the time. You're looking for cons, even when you're cruising. And the best, like I
I
said,
mean, chems.
yes, that
Chem.
con, C-O-N, Charlie.
No,
Oscar.
I know. I was making
Oh, chems. Oh, Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
chemtrail joke.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, Singor. Maybe you are always looking for chems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. You got any
Yes,
chems?
Single.
Okay. Max power. This is a useful thing when doing formation, so get used to it. Military power, or mil power, as some people call it, is the maximum power your jet can do without afterburner. It's the usual. I don't know why it's called military power, but it's the usual cruise speed if we're going on a fast cruise. And gate is just to say full power. I don't know. It's just an adopted word. Okay, guys, let's gate now. Full power now.
Yeah, max reheat.
Put the throttle through the gate.
Yeah,
Put the
and there's
throttle.
various derivatives, but bearing in mind these are the ones I will be using to get used to them, basically. And as well as that, we'll be doing different percentages and stuff, but it's all pretty easy to work out. Okay, that's the navigation done, which is a big topic. Any other questions on navigation?
Nope.
Where are we going with this?
Angels 5 range. Okay, weapons. This has gotten really slack lately. Even the greats like Elo have been getting this one wrong, so we've got to get it corrected.
Oh, crap.
I know.
Yeah.
So the Fox call. So whenever you fire a missile or a rocket or a bomb or anything that comes off of your aircraft, even your fuel tanks, you have to declare it. Why do you have to declare it? Because in a big dynamic situation, it's critically important for everyone to know what's being fired, where, and at whom, because otherwise every missile that gets fired is a potential missile coming to kill you, and it will ruin everyone's day if you don't call them, like's been happening recently. It's a nightmare. So whenever you fire a air-to-air missile, it's a Fox call. So worst case scenario, if you can't at the time work out what type of Fox it is, just call Fox, because it's just going to help out a little bit. But really, to really help the situation, this really does help as well. If me and Joker are tracking Elo down, no, actually we're killing Raptor, that's much more fun. Me and Joker are killing Raptor, and Joker calls out Fox 2. I know what type of missile he's using, therefore I know what type of missile I shouldn't use. So we can work together like that. And I can fill in the blanks. So if he's firing Fox 2, I know I want to fire a Fox 3. So it covers, it's just more... Yeah, it covers more aspect that way. Okay,
So that's called multi-spectrum engagement.
there we go. See, this is why you get the big bucks, Minister. Right, so Fox 1 are the semi-active missiles. So a rough list of them is any of just more any of the Russian ER missiles. That's them, isn't it? In fact, it's everything. Every radar missile, as far as I'm aware, apart from the AMRAAM series, which is the AIM-120.
Semi-active.
Yeah.
Or the R-77 Adder.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Well, fully active.
So, yep, so Fox 1. So if someone calls out Fox 1, I know what kind of pressure he's got on the hostile that he's shooting. If it's a heat-seeking missile, then it's Fox 2. If it's a long-range heat-seeking missile, like the ET series or the T series on the flanker, I call that Fox 2 long, so they know it's a big 20 range, 20-mile range Fox 2. You don't have to. I like to do it because, again, it's just filling in the blanks, helping people understand the situation. And Fox 3, if it's Fox 3, it's an AMRAAM or an R77. Let people know that because then they know what friendly missiles are in the air. It helps them plan what they're going to do. As well, we haven't really in here, but as well, try and say your name as well, because although most of us know each other's voices, some of us we don't. So it's good to call Cap Fox 3. In fact, I do that all the time. I'm very good at that. And they've got therefore you know where I am because I've been talking about my navigation and bearing and stuff. I say Fox 2 times 3. So you know I've put 3 Fox 2s out and you can plan accordingly. Very important, got to get doing it. Dropping bombs, any type of bomb, pickle. You can also, I believe, stores, is what some of the English guys want to say. So either of those will work fine. Do it, don't forget to do it. Well, here's a great example. The video a couple of days ago, one of the guys ran in to gun a hostile, and then someone else dropped a bomb right on top of him and blew him up.
I think it was fuel tanks.
No, this is a different one. This is a ground attack. The dark ground attacks, and the bomb hit. He was so low that our own bombs killed us. And you can't blame him for getting killed. It's the guy who dropped the bomb didn't call Pickles, so we killed our own guy. That's how important it is.
Copy that.
Yeah. And another one I don't think is there, but is rifle. Rifle is if you shoot anything. I believe any kind of air-to-ground missile that's that's not anti-radiation, basically. So a Maverick would be an example. Unguided rockets would be an example.
Vickers.
Say again.
Vickers.
Yep. Because and again, hugely important for the reason that we just talked about, and for just general situational awareness. Got to do it. Magnum is what you call when you fire a anti-radiation thing or an anti-SAM type weapon. Again, very important you call it out so we know that you've got magnums on the way. It helps us all plan out, so get that done. Hostile missile. Everyone gets this wrong. Hostile missiles being fired at us, as happens every day. The official, I believe, is missile. And that way you know it's an enemy missile coming at you. So, another one I like to use is hostile launch, because you can't get that wrong. You know it's an enemy. And trying, if possible, get the guy's name in that's being launched at. Joker, missile. Then he knows he's got a missile after him. Or if I don't know who he is, A10, missile. The best information you've got at the time is going to help people out.
Really, it's like launch missile
launch,
enemy launch, any kind of launch or missile. Shut the fuck up and listen. Like that's really what it comes down to, is that you hear launch or you hear missile or you hear like smoke trail or anything like that. You start listening. If it's on you, get out of there.
Roger that. So if you
it's missile launch.
Yeah, if you spot recently, if you see a lot of our videos lately, you'll see one of our guys getting shot down from a SAM and people calling Fox, and everyone's like, "Well, is that friendly or is it?" And he's dead because the communications were bad. Okay, so that's fine. Shooter, we don't use. Got no particular want to use it. Winchester, I'm out of ammunition or out of effective ammunition for the mission. I've dropped my bombs. I've got no bombs left to bomb the tanks. I'm Winchester. It's just an easy way of saying that you'll no longer get effective.
Winchester air.
Sure, yeah, basically. Rather than, I've got no more guns. Try and get it right. Splash, you've hit I'm sure you will do this one anyway, because it's satisfying. You've hit an enemy target, and it's, well, either dead or not dead, but it's splashed one way or another. Ground target, hit a shack. Ship is anyone? Fucking hell.
Scratch.
There it is, well done. Yeah, that's fine. Hit. Yeah, it's good. I mean, they're
Scratch one flat top.
just try and get them right.
Sunk?
No, scratch it is scratch. Try and get them right because they sound cool.
Here you go, Cap. Friendly hit.
Yeah, friendly hit. So basically, when you die, and all of us die all the time, it's annoying. Hit and your name. Try not to fucking go on about it. Joker's the worst for this. Oh, got shot. Oh, I'm hit. I'm so annoyed. Oh, yeah, I was never. That's fake. That's fake. And I have to sit there fucking cutting it out of the movie that drives me nuts. So just hit Cap. Damn. and then try and get on with it.
Suck it up.
Yeah,
cupcake.
basically. Right, instruct you to perform weapons.
Wait, you're saying if we get hit,
Yeah, so that's if you get hit. Yeah, if you've an enemy
we
shot
can't
you
be
down.
like, what? Can we be like, I'm hit, I can't control it, I'm punching out. Ah!
You can only you because you're special.
That's only you that does that, Rapton.
Also,
so bad right now.
Yeah.
can we say splat instead of splash? It's more satisfying.
Right. Okay. How about I'll do you a deal? You've got to be splash when the missile hits, but you can say splat once the carcass hits the ground. I'll allow
Deal.
that.
Yeah.
That's it. then.
Deal.
Can we not do it the other way around?
No, because bear in mind, because it's important to bear in mind, a splash is not necessarily a kill. It's just your missile fragments have hit an enemy. He might then turn around and kill you. So splash is just your missile fragments have hit an enemy.
Yeah, and splat after he hits the ground.
Yeah,
That's
splat.
nice.
Okay, or he's dead, or whatever. Because there's two very distinct things we have to know there. Okay, regards weapons, which is the most fun thing. Anyone else got any more questions? Oh, guns! Don't forget. That's always fun to shout when you're about to gun someone.
And get some.
Get some.
But
Only cap.
I have one
Anti-ship missiles. It's Bruiser.
Bruiser, well done. I can't edit the sheet, but remember, if possible, well, not that hardly any of you are going to do it.
This is one
That's,
you guys
that's
got
mostly
to
for
get down.
Biggins.
Yeah.
but,
Clear them
yeah.
hot.
I have a question. Do you have a specific call for unguided air-to-ground munitions? Like
Yes.
dumb rockets?
Yes.
Rifle.
Right, they're including
Okay,
in
so
rifle.
rifle covers that also.
Roger for rockets. Yes,
the
get that
only
done.
exception to this rule is if you do something like use a Maverick and an air-to-air roll, in which case you would technically call Fox 4.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, with rockets
you can either call Fox 4 or Rifle Air.
I like rifle air. Or you can shoot
Rockets.
you can shoot your Fox 2s at the ground. You could say rifle
That's
2.
Mad Dog.
Yeah,
Mad
you
dog.
can.
Anyway,
What if we're Winchester and we're just gonna ram someone?
that is Allahu Akbar is the official one. Allahu Akbar.
Not Bonza.
No, well you can, but
Allah
No, it has to be a lot.
Personal preference.
it's not offensive enough for us bonsai, isn't it? We've
Oh,
got to
yeah,
be
exactly.
maximum offence, get maximum
You gotta get the
demonetisation.
videos demonetized.
Gotta get them
Bonsai is so
demonetized.
70-year-old
That's the
offensive.
best
Like, we
defense.
need to be modern.
Can we continue?
Right, thank you.
Instructed to perform run-ins.
Yes, it's for when you handle this one, Ella.
Instruct to perform a run-in. Hello, in hot. Bombs. Get your ass out the way. I'm coming with a big boy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put it on your. I'm gonna
And
put it
that's
in your
it.
cockpit.
That's a good idea.
Ooh.
Ella is our best man for this.
boy.
It has two purposes. A, it obviously lets people know that you're in. This helps them plan their attacks. If Elo declares he's doing that, and you can't see the hostiles, then find Elo because he's going to get to the hostiles. That's a good thing. Also, it helps me making the videos because hence why Elo is 90% of my videos is because he's the only one that calls in and his attacks in. So I know to go and look at him. The rest of you don't, or I can't hear you or whatever, and so you don't get any mention. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
So that's important to get that done. Rarely we do cold.
Going on to that.
Mhm.
Just going on to that also for going in cleared hot or running in. Tipping in is also one that's used quite frequently.
Copy
so
that.
you tip into a target.
Copy that. I guess as long as it's relatively obvious what you're trying to say,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, just going in
Yeah.
hot, whatever.
that's fine. Okay, cool. Maneuvers. I don't think there's anything particularly useful here. Reverse. It just means if I'm being a GCI, which I do sometimes, which is like an air controller, I might say Tony reverse. That means literally turn 180 degrees round. That's all it means. Brake. So I would use that.
Get the hell out of the way.
Yeah. So we're in a nice tight formation, and suddenly we see a SAM coming up. Brake. Just however you do, you just get away from the formation. Just break away from something. Doesn't matter how you do it. Defensive. So I'm going defensive. It's actually an extremely important one. This is, and you'll hear me say it every time, and most people don't. We're attacking. An enemy shoots a missile at me. Cap going defensive. And therefore, you know that I'm now on the defensive. I'm trying to dodge a missile. Therefore, I can't back you up. Therefore, plan your offense accordingly. Everyone try and do
Cap,
that. Yep.
can we go back to break for a minute?
Yep.
Because it does make a difference because you don't want to break it in the same direction. You know what I mean?
Roger.
Yeah, break right.
That's what you have to work out with your flight group. You know what I mean? You call it break.
Yeah.
You break to the right. You break to the left. I'll break high.
Right. Gotcha.
Before
Yeah.
you break low. You know what I'm saying?
There will be panic breaks, obviously.
Yeah, you don't want motherfuckers just.
No,
you got 3 and 4 just coming across, and he's breaking right, he's breaking left, and next thing you know, we got 2 big dark clouds in the sky.
And we have had that happen before, obviously. So, all right, that's something I've organised. If it happens that we're not prepared for the break at all, and we have to break because of an emergency, then just do the thing that's most, safe, effectively. If you're on the outside on the right of
always
formation,
break out.
Yeah,
don't break in.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yes, the defensive thing, let people, when you know, go in defensive, because it's the only way we can all plan as one big unit. Joining, I don't think we do that, do we? No one really ever
Join
comes
up.
joining. Yeah, join is try and do it. It's not that important. Rotate is when you lift up from the runway. Do that. It's just a general term. It's good. It lets everyone know, because we always take off in formation. It's good to know when you're rotating, because everyone can plan together. And jinking is just because I'm dodging left and right when someone's trying to blow the shit out of you. It's just the official term for dodging left and right. There is proper jinking, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't suppose anyone knows how to do it. Hello, Raptor. It's you again.
Notching.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Notching and beaming. This is good.
It's notch, beam, and crank. That's usually for BDR combat, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
so so that's also a good thing. So if Raptor shoots a missile at me, what I want to do is turn 90.
That's one.
Yeah, if I'm headed directly at him, I want to turn 90 degrees to the left or right, so I'm presenting my side to him. That's how you dodge a missile and keep down low, and that way I am notching that missile. I'm making
the radar specifically.
Yeah, so the radar missile can no longer see me because I'm down low and to the side view. I'm notching it. The cranking is something slightly different. If you go and watch one of my PvP guides, it's actually when you're approaching a hostile, you can crank to the left or to the right before you fire a shot off. We'll go over that again. That's a bit more technical, and that's we're on a PvP day for any noobs that need to know that. Anything else on manoeuvres?
Yes.
The difference between beaming and notching.
As far as I'm aware, they're the same.
Okay. Copy.
Cap. Yes.
No. Beaming is putting the target. It's usually directly after you fire a Fox 3. You put the target right on the edge of your radar, so that you have a less distance of closure to the target.
But you're still locked.
Hold that.
He's on the edge of your gimbal.
Hold that. That's not correct. We need to get this right.
Beaming is when you steer your radar beam to 90 degrees to either side, and you're 90 degrees from your target.
That is, Elo is right there. Yes. So just to reiterate, cranking is the thing that Minister was talking about there. When you crank, you are on the offensive, and you keep the hostile in the left or right quarter of your radar. That's not something we're going to go over because it's quite complicated. So that's an offensive move, cranking. Beaming or notching is when you're on the defensive, and you're evading a hostile missile, and you're presenting your side profile of the aeroplane to him. That's the
so they basically are the same, right?
So beaming and notching,
I apologize. I have not flown BMS in a really long time.
Roger.
Don't worry about it.
Any other questions on manoeuvres?
Yes. There's a maneuver where to, I believe, avoid a mud spike, you orbit the target at a constant distance to stop it from getting the lock on you. What's that called?
I don't
Orbiting.
I don't know what it's called, but and I wasn't aware of it, but I've noticed on the last, because we've done some SAM missions lately, I've noticed that does work. If you just keep, basically, the hostile SAM has a radar dish, and it has to spin that radar dish to find your aeroplane, and if you can travel around the SAM faster than it can spin its spinny dish, it can't lock on you. I maybe we'll invent a Reaper's term for it. I don't know.
And you also put terrain between you and that radar.
Roger, but if for some reason you couldn't,
much as you can.
If for some reason you couldn't put range, let's just say for whatever reason you had to stay within half a mile, you can stay perfectly alive by just going round faster than the dish can spin. That is possible. So bear that in mind. I don't know anything about turn rates or anything, but it can be worked.
I think it has to do with Doppler radars. If you're not advancing towards or retreating from the radar, if you're keeping a constant distance, the Doppler can't see you because there's no change.
That's it. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
All a Doppler does is it sends out pulses of either light or part like a radiation, and it measures the distance. And you can only be seen if you're moving toward it or away
Retreating or
from it.
advancing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially,
Right.
you blend into
If you're
the
keeping a
terrain.
constant range to the target or to the radar, they can't see you.
Unless it's like a fucking
Infrared.
Yeah, unless it's got more than
or
just
infrared,
Very advanced
and
maneuver.
then you're just fucking dead, kiddo.
Roger.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
That's really hard to pull off, even like in armor.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like a really good idea.
It's difficult, but yeah.
All right, well, that's something we'll go over on one of our tactical trainings at some point. Then I don't know anything about it, but better keep it in mind then, and we'll get it sorted. Right, British shift on.
Miscellaneous.
It's taking a while. I'll just see if there's anything. Yeah, we'll blast through these because bingo fuel. So we've got to the point where we can still get back, but we've got no more fuel, no more tactical fuel to use. So you'll say, okay, Tony, it's a bingo fuel, and I know Tony's got to go back, so I'll say, okay, Tony, go back to base. That's just a way of communicating.
There's
that.
also Joker.
Yep. So that means completely out of fuel. Is that right?
Nope.
No.
Joker is usually 500 to 1,000 pounds, or like 4 to 8 minutes of tactical fuel before you are at bingo.
I didn't know that. We've never used it before.
Joker
Whatever.
is when you have enough fuel for like one last maneuver.
Right.
Yeah.
Or one last fight. Or
Press your tech Joker.
It's your last bit of combat gas, basically.
Okay.
The last ounce of fuel you have to kind of do, say, one attack, maybe, if you've got to do a run into bomb place.
You guys can do that if you want. I've never used it before. You can use it, and then it will help me plan the mission. Okay, committed. I don't think we ever use this, but you're certainly welcome to use it. Recoil is committed to the
Committed
attack.
on a bandit.
Yeah, I guess
Or
so.
attack.
Aborting. Okay, that's pretty much so if you're aborting an attack or getting away from a bogey or a hostile or something like that, that makes sense. Directive to
Yes.
momentarily monitor. Okay, so check. It just means check your 6, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
Signore, check your 3. 3 being right, isn't it? Yep. So all right, that's fine. Deck runway clear. Yeah. So it's actually really important when you pull off the runway. I'm guilty of this. Declare the runway clear, fit for use. If we've got bad weather, that's the only way of avoiding crashes.
Hey, Cap, when you take those runway shots,
Say again.
when you take those runway shots, do you have to be parked right there?
Negative, not
You know,
anymore. I can have a virtual camera now, so
You can maneuver it now?
yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Cap, you gotta learn how to manipulate the focus.
I know. Drawing. ECM, most of us use it. We just call it music. Music on, music off. When we talk about the hostiles having ECM, we call it jammers. Jammers, they're jammers on, they're jammers off. Ours is music. Okay, requests. Well, we don't do this enough. Request information. I want to know what Sonic is doing and what he can see. Sonic, what's your picture? I'll say. Or Sonic will say, what's your picture, Cap? And it will just say what I'm doing at the moment, what hostiles I see around me. So we can try and squeeze that one in, I think. Roger, copy, yeah. Fence in, fence out. We're getting pretty good at this now. Fence in means
You could call that if we can afford a AWACS.
Roger, yeah.
Have a Grim Reaper's swimsuit calendar.
Nice.
It's fun to.
with me on it. So fence in. We're in for an attack. Put your master arms on if that's necessary. Turn your lights off. And fence out is the other thing. Get ready for non-combat flying, effectively. Turn your lights on, turn your master arms off, whatever it has to do with your aeroplane. Wilco is a way of saying, yes, I'm going to perform your instruction that you just gave me. We hardly ever use it, but that is technically the right thing to do. Basic radio communication format. Receiver call sign message. Don't know what that is. Don't understand that. Going to ignore it.
Okay. No, receiver call sign message would be like Cap, Wolf, Mong on my 6.
Yeah, right.
It's
saying you, this is me, and my message.
Yeah, so in the military, it's so you'd say hello, and then you say the other person, and then you say who you are. So it's kind of first of all, you put on the radio who you're talking to, then you let them know who you are, and then you let them know what you want them to say. So I'd say, Cap, recoil, bandit on your 7 o'clock.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well.
So that's only when you're talking to a particular person, then.
Yes.
Oh,
So yeah, it's like conversation really. So I'd say, oh hi,
Roger.
Raptor, how are you doing? It's me, or whatever.
Okay, so what I'd say to that, yep, good.
Recoil, T1, Raptor, I'm doing good.
Okay, so...
Hey, yeah, Cap, remember when you said about the multi-campaign with armor things?
Mm.
I'm gonna have to use that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I need you to help me with that, by the way, because we're going to start on Thursday.
Ooh, yeah, me and Static probably.
Okay, I'll issue you some requests, and maybe you guys get started, and I'll take over once we've learned. Anyway, that's another conversation.
I can.
For the Arma stuff?
Yeah.
I already have a server and 30 slots and everything. It's all set up with mods and whatever.
Yeah, we'll use
Static
that.
is your.
It's Arma 3, right?
Roger.
Keep on topic.
Yeah, there'll be another topic there, guys, because we've got to get on. Don't worry, I don't know much about it at the moment, to put it that way, so I've got no useful information. Right, so that's that. So that 95% of the time, that won't be applicable, what we just talked about, because most of the time you're talking to generally. I'm talking to the group, and the group is talking to the group. But if it's something particular, yeah, cool, do that. And you don't really need to memorize that. It's all very it's intuitive. It just feels right, doesn't it? You don't need to really explain it. Okay, and finally, we're at the bottom. Yay! I mean, this isn't a big list at all, and 25% of them aren't important, so this isn't a big list to learn.
Get on with it.
Yes, targeting.
Yes, get on with it.
Speaker has visual on something. Tally.
Tally.
Cap.
Tally cons.
And you can say, yep, tap Cali. Cap Tally's runway. Or so it's just another word for I can see something that everyone understands, and there's no need to explain any further. Use it.
Tally Allo go on splat.
There it is. Aircraft does not have aircraft. If you can't see something, no joy. That's really useful to say that. So if I say, Sherman, can you see the bogey? Can you see the bogey? No joy. Oh, no joy. Then that means I know then that he can't see it, and I'm in the shit. Very important.
Well, what I was actually going to say was.
There it is. There it is. Not as good as the air horn, but good. Get
on with it.
This one's a really important one because everyone gets this wrong, including me, all the time. If the thing we're talking about is a confirmed enemy, it's a bandit. If the thing we're talking about is not confirmed bandit or friend, it's a bogey. I always call confirmed aircraft, confirmed enemies as bogeys by accident. They are bandits. In fact, really in DCS, everything should just be a bandit. It's going to be so much easier. It's hard to remember because usually when you're talking about that, it's in the heat of the moment. Okay, and the last thing is target in aspect. Very useful. It helps if Joker sees an enemy. I don't see him. When he's describing the position of the enemy, with his BRA call that we talked about earlier, if he says flanking, hot or cold, I'm very good at this, I always say this, then it helps the people who can't see it find it. If bogey is bandit is flanking left, you know that it's going to be somewhere to the left. If it's hot, it's coming towards you. If it's cold, it's getting away from you. All extremely useful things, and you should always squeeze them in when you know the information, and you almost always do, because your aeroplanes tell you. Right, any final questions regarding that lot? Good, so we'll go and do some flying now, and we'll implement everything we can that we've learnt. Stand by.